Bad Prose, what you gonna do when the Prose police are coming for you? Bad Prose, bad Prose. Fucking love doing this segment.
Bad Prose.
Bad Prose. Oh yeah.
Time for the Bad Prose.
They're so bad. What I love about this segment, folks, is that as an author, I get to shit on other authors.
And Zach likes it whenever he can take a shit on pretty much anything, but other people especially.
Facts.
The sidewalk, the bonnet of your car, your face. And that's pretty much in the order of his preference.
Yep. Spread my cheeks wide, and like a Beyblade, I let her rip.
Hopefully it's not as sharp as a Beyblade, because that sounds awful.
Yes.
It smells so sharp, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah, because,
All right.
otherwise he would for sure be farting in reverse.
Oh, God, we're never going to get to the end of this show at this rate. So, Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. Are we ready, folks? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd never given much thought to how I would die, though I'd had reason enough in the last few months. But even if I had, I would not have imagined it like this. Okay, I gotta admit, that's a lot better opening paragraph than I anticipated.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah,
That's
I mean, the opening is good, but it just goes downhill from here.
Who hasn't given much thought to how they die, though?
That is a little strange. I imagine it's possible, but I think most people think about it at least a little bit.
Yeah.
She should have just left it at, I'd never had much thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
and a fast, hard body blow from Mason right out of the corner. Oh, God. I stared without breathing across the long room. Oh, what? What
like,
now?
That's just what she does. Like,
you're just staring without breathing. If you saw someone doing that on the street, you'd be like, what is she doing?
Like, are you okay?
Into the dark eyes of the hunter, and he looked pleasantly back at me. Surely, so I'm not sure I agree with the word pleasantly right there. Like, he might have a pleasant expression on his face, but in the context of this situation, it would be menacing as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, eyes like a hawk, but he was looking at me nicely.
Right, exactly. You feel like, especially since you're staring at him while holding
without breathing.
Right, yeah, exactly.
She's slowly going red in the face, and he's just looking at her like,
oh, that was the pleasantly, because he was like half laughing to himself at her.
He's like, I'm gonna eat this stupid bitch so good. I'm gonna eat every drop of that delicious little bloody. Gimme. got a jolly vampire. He's like, yay!
He's gonna be like me at an all-eat buffet.
Surely it was a good way to die in the place of someone else, someone I loved, noble even. That ought to count for something. I knew that if I'd never gone to Forks, I wouldn't be faced with death now. But terrified as I was, I couldn't bring myself to regret the decision. When life offers you a dream so far beyond any of your expectations, it's not reasonable to grieve when it comes to an end. Okay. That's
Sentence fragments.
Sentence fragments, yes. I agree that there is comma puke for sure. I like what's being said, but there is comma puke.
Not just that, but that ought to count for something. That's a sentence fragment.
See this? I think this is an example between of the divide between us, because just on an audio standpoint, I don't think that's too bad. Obviously, I can't see the comma puke that you're mentioning, so just from
Right.
an audio standpoint, I don't think it's not too bad. But
Yeah,
then if you were reading it, with the punctuation, it probably would have been worse.
You probably, oh gosh, yeah, no, you
Well,
should
see,
read it how it's punctuated.
yeah,
Yes.
it's pretty rough. But I
Yeah.
do. Here's the thing about me: when I read stuff, I tend to ignore punctuation as much as possible because some people really suck at it, and I really try to just use my intellectual mass to decipher what's being said and interpret it as it was meant, so that I can enjoy the story. So I gotta say that's a good paragraph in terms of what she's trying to communicate. The language is good, but the punctuation is so rough.
It's like, no, like looking at it just makes me nauseous.
And then final paragraph, we have one sentence here. The hunter smiled in a friendly way as he sauntered forward to kill me. Now, I disagree with that word sauntered. If he's coming forward to kill you, he's stalking you.
Right.
Yeah, contextually though, if you're taking into account what she means, it's like a casual walk. It's, I'm coming to kill you, and I have no haste whatsoever because you have no chance of getting away, and so I don't need to worry.
Right.
I see that argument, and there's definitely meat to that for sure. For me, my grievance is the way sauntered looks in that sentence. It's like, but things that are hunting you don't saunter towards you. But then again,
They do, and they look that good.
it's like this blonde, sexy vampire's coming to kill you, and you're not even gonna run away.
Yep.
Imagine if she'd used the word sashayed instead.
Right. Yes. Oh my god. Yeah. That would have been even better.
I have not heard that word in a long time.
Because the mental image would have just been like, oh.
I mean, just catwalking towards her.
Right? Yeah.
Just arms swinging all dramatically. Fucking McMahon on fucking SmackDown.
Heel, toe, heel, toe,
heel, toe. Coming all the way up to his face when he fucking walks.
Just like
Caitlin, I don't think did you ever watch wrestling as a kid, Caitlin?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I relentlessly made fun of them.
Yeah, as you should.
That's the best way.
Yes, I was like, oh gosh.
Except you can't make fun of Mankind because he's a parody of himself.
Yeah, but it was just so funny because they had to make me stop watching. Well, they ended up stop watching because I made fun of it so much. I was like, oh, it's all the dudes in their go-go boots and their man panties.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's great.
That
you look at them and you say, I'm never going to be like that. And that's why it's great. Listen, sometimes you just need to see oily men pretending to punch each other to feel good about yourself.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah. Or, pretending to hit each other with chairs. It's like, okay, I've seen someone actually get taken down by a chair, and it's nothing like that.
Right. We are so far off, guys.
I know. Let's get back on it because I'm getting defensive here. So we need to.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Chapter 1, First Sight. My mother drove me to the airport with the windows rolled down. It was 75 degrees in Phoenix. No, it wasn't. That's a fucking lie.
It's like, exactly. You've never been there.
That right there is a Mr. Mundane sentence. That's.
Yes, it's like
I hate that sort of detail. It was 75 degrees, and the sun was slightly behind a cloud. It was one of those white, puffy sort of clouds. I don't care!
Yeah! His accent, just immaculate! Oh, God. Okay. The sky, a perfect cloudless blue. I was wearing my favorite shirt, sleeveless, white eyelet lace. I was wearing it as a farewell gesture. My carry-on item was a parka. What the?
Well, why? Yeah, I was like,
Come on, Bella, we need the thread count of your t-shirt.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm starting to see
like,
why people gave this book shit.
Right, exactly. It'd be like, oh, honey, you're describing probably what you were wearing while writing this, and we can tell.
I love that she was wearing it as a farewell gesture as well. It's like, you love this shirt, don't you, Mum? You're never gonna see it again.
I look like your little girl when I wear this shirt, huh, Mom? Too bad I'm heading up north to get eaten by vampires.
You gonna miss me, Mum?
In the Olympic Peninsula of North, and okay, I don't like that. We just jumped from Arizona to the Olympic Peninsula.
Yeah,
okay.
with no scene break.
No flight.
Mike Flip. Okay, of Northwest Washington State. A small town named Forks exists under a near constant cover of clouds. It rains on this inconsequential town more than any other place in the United States of America. I've looked at rain data for Washington. That is not true. It was from this town and its gloomy, omnipresent shade that my mother escaped with me when I was only a few months old. It was in this town that I'd been compelled to spend a month every summer until I was 14. That was the year I finally put my foot down. These past 3 summers, my dad, Charlie. Oh, God. Okay, more karma puke. Okay,
More karma puke.
Nitty gritty, folks. That was the year I finally put my foot down. Semicolon. Okay, acceptable. We could have just put a period there, but okay. These past 3 summers, comma, my dad, comma, Charlie, comma, stop it!
What?
Stop it!
Right. It'd be like,
Look, I like using commas. Sorry,
like,
go on.
But it's like, but
No,
still.
go, Mason, go ahead.
I like using commas. You know I like using commas.
Mhm.
That's too many commas. There's too many.
Yes. Yeah, this is comma abuse is what this is.
Oh,
We need to call the comma social services.
That's right. They're abusing their commas.
The commas need to be taken away.
Yep.
Oh, God.
They're severely malnourished and overused and underpaid.
Okay.
Comma labor.
Comma labor.
Comma.
Exactly.
Seriously though, to get back to it, why is my dad in commas there? That's not the part of the sentence you can take away.
No, it's not.
Right. Yeah, exactly. The comma by my dad, the one after summer is acceptable, but the fact that we have 3 commas in a row like this, summer, my dad, Charlie, it's like take the one from my dad off, so my dad, Charlie, is a complete thought, like it should be, and then honestly, we don't even need the one after Charlie because we get the comma after summer. Then my dad, Charlie, vacationed with me in California for 2 weeks instead. Done. There's 2 whole extra commas there we don't need. And when they're that close together, it looks like barf in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it still would have even been acceptable if it had been that summer, my dad, comma, Charlie, comma, because we don't necessarily need to know his name. So that still would have made sense.
Right. But he is a main character, so it's understandable that we get the name. So that does make sense. Well, not a main, he's like an important You guys know what I fucking
Not really though.
he's
Like
in the
sort of,
story.
kind of, but not really because he like doesn't get as much page time. It's kind of like an owl fish to the sorcerer situation. It's like, here's the character. Okay, bye.
Okay, it was to forks that I now exiled myself, an action that I took with great horror. I detested forks. I loved Phoenix. I loved the sun and the blistering heat. I loved the vigorous, sprawling city. Bella, my mom said to me, the last of 1,000 times before I got on the plane. You
And
don't
the
have.
M dashes. Damn it.
I hate that. I don't know why. I hate that sentence. Just read that again.
Okay, Bella
from
my
the dialogue.
Mom, yeah. So Bella, my mom said to me, M dash, the last of 1,000 times, M dash, before I got on the plane. Period.
The last of 1,000 times. I hate that phrasing. I don't know why.
Yes. Because it's.
You know what it is for me? I actually don't mind the phrasing. It's that is very, to me, that sounds like high poetry, and it's in a mundane usage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we've had that a few times within those last few sentences. Like,
yeah.
I exiled myself. I detested it. Like,
she's like, oh, I can sound like
this is the worst thing ever. I'm going to visit my dad where he lives. The world ending. I'm a teenage girl with a face like a shovel.
and why would she
like just stare off into the distance while I'm not breathing?
And it just doesn't seem. I mean, I've read all of these, and I don't think it seems consistent with her character for her to say things like detested and stuff like that. It just, she doesn't use those sort of words. So why is the narration using it if it's narrated from her head?
Right, exactly. Because this is supposed to be third person close.
Well, I would say my mom instantly makes it first person, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is first person. My mom looks like me. We don't know what you look like. My mom looks like me. Bitch, you haven't described yourself at all.
And actually, you look like your mother.
Yes, that also, yeah. Thank you.
Learn two genes.
But I must say, though, that does make sense because from a both psychological standpoint and a being an immature standpoint, the average teenager in the U.S. would not understand the importance of phrasing it correctly, and humans are naturally we reference from the self, so that makes sense actually.
Okay, I'll concede that point.
I knew you might.
It was really only a joke. It wasn't a point, so I'll concede it.
He concedes his joke because it wasn't funny.
You know what? Fuck you.
Except, looks like me, except with short hair and laugh lines. I felt a spasm. So you're telling me you don't have laugh lines? So you don't laugh? Got it.
No, she has long hair and frown lines.
Yes. Well, actually, her face is like just a very placid, just like straight sheet because she stares off into the distance and doesn't breathe.
Yeah, she's got whatever lines you get from holding your breath all the time.
What would we call those? Red lines? I felt a spasm of
dark
panic.
Circles.
God damn it, Caitlin. I'm trying to at least make it through the first page, homie. Come on.
Okay, I'll be good. I'm listening.
Okay.
I felt a spasm of panic as I stared at her wide. Wait, as I stared at.
As I stared at her
wide. As I stared at her wide-eyed. wide-eyed. That sentence makes that well, that's part of it. There's a comma right there. That makes no fucking.
None.
I said, what? Did you hold your arms out to your side as you stared at her?
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
What the fuck are you saying you did? Were your eyes agape? Were you really standing like this with your arms and legs spread out all the way to your maximum fucking apex? I don't understand what you're communicating to me.
She can.
At her wide.
She just has different modes of vision. She's looking at her mum in widescreen.
And we got Mason coming out of the corner with another one hit to the ribs. Oh, those kidneys aren't looking good on Stephanie Meyer, folks.
Ooh,
Well, that's what you get for not breathing.
that's right.
Lack of oxygen.
Oxygen deprivation is a son of a bitch.
Yes, exactly. Oh,
Oh,
Continue.
my God.
yes.
Wide. Okay. See, and she tries to save it with, okay, so here's the problem. She says wide, comma, childlike eyes. We need to make that work. It would have needed to be wide dash childlike dash. So it would have been wide childlike eyes, all connected as one solid idea. But we get the comma that breaks the idea up, so it makes no fucking sense. Or at least it doesn't make sense to people who know the rules of grammar.
No.
To be fair, I will admit, because I'm not great with punctuation, I probably would have made that mistake.
Well, I'm glad you're willing to admit that. So I'm gonna be a little bit humble for a moment. When I wrote Garden of Lies, I did make mistakes like that my editor had to fix, and I've learned now. Okay. How could I leave my loving, erratic, harebrained mother to fend for herself? Of course, she had Phil now, so the bills would probably get paid. There would be food
Probably.
in her car and someone to call when she got lost. But still, I want to go, I lied. I'd always been a bad liar, but I'd been saying this lie so frequently lately that it sounded almost convincing now. Tell Charlie I said hi. I will. I'll see you soon, she insisted. You can come home whenever you want. I'll come right back as soon as you... Wait. You can come home whenever you... Wait. I'll come right back as soon... What?
Come right back where?
No. So hang on. Okay, this is her mother's dialogue. I'll see you soon, she insisted. You can come home whenever you want. I'll come right back as soon as you need me. That's too opposite. That's too opposite implied direct.
Opposite points.
Like my brain, I think
Like
I'm
what?
Caitlin, help.
Okay, so
It needed an or.
Yeah,
Or an and.
that needs to be Bella's dialogue instead of her mom's dialogue.
Yeah.
Unless of course she was, I think, okay, because I can sometimes translate stupid
Idiot.
Yes. But I think.
I mean, you have to. You've got Zach as a friend.
Oh!
As soon as he said the words, I mean, you have to, I knew it was coming. I was just hoping what the phrasing was going to be, but I knew instantly that, yep. You're getting a bit predictable, old boy. Gotta kick that intensity up. This is rookie intensity.
Well, I mean, I will say though, he does have to put up with my retardedness. So
turded, they turded her twice.
Yep, I was so turded that they turded me again.
So you were translating.
Yes.
Translate.
So yeah, I was translating. Yeah. Okay. So I think she was trying to say that her mom was trying to tell her that she would come back to the airport. Possibly.
I think that's a stretch, personally.
Yeah. But
I think that's
thinking
a stretch.
how these people think, considering my cousin felt a real connection with the person that wrote this book. And, you know, I've had to translate things that she said very similarly. I know it's a stretch, but it'd be like, you know, yeah.
Okay.
It makes sense.
I love how we skipped over the fact that Bella's mum has the personality of a dog.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is so accurate, especially based on this last paragraph we had. My mom except what to do. How can I leave my loving, erratic, harebrained mother to fend for herself? Oh,
right.
She's even described like your pet dog. Oh my god, the bills would probably be paid. There would be food in the fridge, gas in the car, and someone to call when she was lost. Oh my god, Bella's mother canon confirmed.
Yep.
Okay.
Her mom is a Pomeranian.
But back to reading. But I could see the sacrifice in her eyes behind the promise. Okay. And see more of that poetic language. That language is too high and too poetic for what's being described. You're not losing your daughter. You're not your daughter isn't going to war or to suffer many deaths. She's going to visit her dad for a while.
Right, exactly. And if
sacrifice, what the fuck you Caitlin,
Whoa.
Your mic is distorting. Plug in, plug out, whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, okay.
While she's doing that, have we been actually given any reason as to why she's going yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
So in the way that's good because she's making the audience wonder why Bella has to leave. And so that gives us a question to pursue reading towards. So in that way, that's good. But most people we don't know anything about the character yet other than the preface. So we're kind of hooked by that preface because we want to get to the part where she's about to die and where she's being hunted by some sinister killer. And we get all of this stuff here. So it's like the preface was good because it's allowing me to somewhat keep interest here. But you're like giving me a lot of mundane detail in not fun language.
Right.
The narrator is not telling this in a fun way. It's just I'm getting matter-of-fact bullshit. So you're really testing the reader's patience.
It's like, and if you're trying to foreshadow with that line, it is a very poor attempt. Plus, that's not how you do that.
Yeah. She said that's not how you do that.
No, it is not. What is her mom? Psychic? We haven't, as far as I'm aware, Pomeranians are not psychic, so.
I like how you just decided her breed.
Well, she said she was harebrained and erratic.
Okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this chunk of text right here, right before Charlie down at the bottom there, and then we'll call it.
Okay.
She hugged me tightly for a minute, and then I got on the plane, and she was gone. Okay. Oh god. Okay, like we've gotten such.
Thanks losing the will to live.
This jumping around in like the dialect of the narrator, and it's jarring. Okay, that's what it is because we were getting minute fucking details about the weather. We know more about what she was wearing than how she looks. And then we just get the entire action of getting on the plane, and that like the entire process of boarding is just summed up in one snappy sentence.
Right.
And then I got on the plane.
And then
Yeah.
I got on the plane. And
Yep.
she
It's just like, it's like when someone tells you a story and then they get bored at the end.
Right.
Right. It's or they think
Yeah.
no one's listening anymore, so they just wrap it up really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's like, oh my god. Not to mention. Oh no, that's properly punctuated. Okay, never mind. It's a 4-hour flight from Phoenix to Seattle. That's actually fairly accurate. I've made that flight several times. Another hour in a small plane up to Port Angeles, and then an hour drive back down to Forks. Flying doesn't bother me. The hour in the car with Charlie, though, I was a little worried about. Charlie had really, I'm sorry, my eyes are fucking with me. Charlie had really been fairly nice about the whole thing. Okay,
Ugh.
okay. Now that question intrigued. I don't like the phrasing. Charlie really had been.
Had
fairly nice.
really been.
Yes.
You stumble over "had" for one thing, and for some reason that whole sentence it's like, I understand it's proper, but it sounds clunky as fuck.
Yeah.
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 It just does not flow. That's the problem there. It's the syllables and the consonants. Charlie had really been fairly nice about the whole thing. It's like you can't say that. There's no way to say that to where it sounds like it's flowing from your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they should remove the fairly.
Oh, well, if it was me, because you know the way I write things, I would have probably put like Charlie, to his credit, had been fairly nice about the whole thing, or something like that.
That would be good. You could also just make this really simple change, and it vastly improves it. Swap "had" with "really." So Charlie really had been fairly nice about the whole thing. See? Swap the fuck. All they had to do to make that sentence actually sound like something a person would say. But nope, you had to go Old English. You had to make an attempt, a very, very half-assed,
very poor attempt
English usage, and you fucking said Charlie had really been.
It's like,
first of all, your narrator doesn't sound even remotely intellectual. Don't use Old English with me, madame. Second of all, teenage girl from America. She's not using Old English parts of speech like that. Fuck off.
I feel like she just had a huge shot of espresso before she started writing this.
yeah.
And then the caffeine was running out by this sentence.
Yes.
She just needed another one.
Exactly.
She goes into fucking Starbucks.
Oh, God.
How many shots of espresso can you legally put in my cup?
She started off all okay, like those first few sentences were alright, because she's just buzzing off the caffeine. But by the time she got to, by the time she'd looked up, detested and exiled and stuff like that, she's running out of the caffeine.
Oh my God. Yeah. No. Oh man. She would quickly turn into one of those people who'd be like, okay, I want a tall, hot water in a venti cup with 12 shots of espresso.
That's me. That's why I had that joke in the Dylan Justice video where it's like, I want a double shot tall macchiato with, and if you make it decaf, you're fired.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, for those of you who might be new to us here on Twitch and don't know, we're over on YouTube. Mason of the Dark has a YouTube channel. That's a segment that he just described from his show, TalkTube, that he does on his channel on YouTube. Go check it out. It's fucking hilarious. I swear it's 15 minutes of gut-busting laughter. If I'm lying to you, come back and unfollow, because you will die laughing. As for everyone.
But see, then they can't unfollow because they will be dead.
If you like silly and you like bollocks, you'll love it because it's silly bollocks.
And that's about the top rung of you out of Mason, at least live.
Yeah, I'm new to this, so fuck you.
Come on, man. Not just a little bit in the ribs. Come on.
Oh man.
Okay. Another hour in a small plane up to Port Angeles, and then an hour drive back down to Forks. Oh wait, I already read this. Okay. He seemed genuinely pleased that I was coming to live with him for the first time with any degree of permanence.
Any degree of permanence. Yes, you're however old she's supposed to be, because I don't think she's mentioned that yet.
Oh yeah, that's a fit. Yeah, any degree of Yeah, thank you, Mason, for once again. I was going to gloss over that. You're right. Thank you, fucking Stephanie Meyer, for making your 14, 15, I think she's 15, 16 in the book, Kate?
Yeah, because
actually, yeah, I think she'll be like 17, because she said she put her foot down at 14, and for the last 3 summers, she's been visiting him.
Right.
Okay, so we did get her age in a sneaky roundabout way. Okay, that's actually credit to the author. That's pay attention, reader, because I'll give her credit on that one. That was actually a nicely dropped piece of information that So, but anyways, but then we have the narrator saying with any degree of permanence. I'm sorry, that's how people who have been to college or some form of higher education might speak. Okay?
Yeah.
That's not a fucking 17-year-old girl in high school.
Yeah.
Maybe a 17-year-old.
I'm going to live with my father with any degree of permanence.
Oh my god, when you say it with accent, it's fucking magical.
Oh my god. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back to this in second draft after having, gone and chugged a whole bunch of caffeine and read some J.K. Rowling."
God damn, Kate with the haymaker. X.
That's better than anything I'm going to say, so I'm leaving. See you later.
Oh my god. He'd already gotten me registered for high school and was going to help me get a car. Okay. Now, I want that sentence with the permanence at the end. Okay. He seemed genuinely pleased that I was coming to live with him for the first time with any degree of permanence. Now, okay. I credit where credit is due, and this is Prose Police, which means there's a legal system, which means credit where credit is due.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed genuinely pleased that I was coming to live with him for the first time with any degree of permanence. There's no punctuation in that sentence because it doesn't need it. That sentence is immaculately crafted. If it was in a book it actually belonged in, I would be impressed.
You literally ripped those very words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
It's like, hey, look, no, this did get sort of kind of touched by an editor.
Right.
This is the sentence right here that proves it.
Yeah, because it's a beautifully crafted sentence. Long, complex, and it's structured so well, it doesn't need punctuation. It's very well done. That's as good as anything I could write. Too bad.
And it's packed with emotion too, because we get this idea that the dad wants to see her and hasn't been able to see her as much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely, and that is another thing. The mom and the daughter are both acting like it's like her daughter going to see her dad is like the end of the world. It's like, okay, so fuck her dad, I guess. Like,
right. Without any context as to why.
Right, without any context, like, oh, okay, so like, fuck your dad and his feelings, and like, you're his kid too, bitch.
Right, and it's like, but like, what did he do to deserve that? you know, we didn't.
But he doesn't talk much.
Mm.
He's all sit in your chair and drink your beer quietly without being mean to me or anything type.
He's the stare off into the distance while, not breathing type, and that's where she gets it from.
And he lives in a rainy town, motherfucker.
And we got Caitlin swinging back to the beginning of the fucking podcast when we leave it again, folks. And it was somehow just as funny. And we got with the sarcastic snide remark about the weather. And Zach is over here dying in the corner with her face so fucking red from laughing he can hardly stand. Folks, this has been Prose Police. Thank you for being here.
Oh my
Bad
god.
bad pros, what you gonna do when the Prose police are coming for you? Bad pros, bad pros.